It's Not My Weekend podcast. Still, It's Not My Weekend podcast with your boy, Jerry G. What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday morning. Just had my coffee. Tuesday morning, July 22nd. It is in July. We're still in July. Man, let's get going, bro. I got a lot to talk about. A lot going on. A lot of updates, comments, questions. Keep them coming. I appreciate that. We're getting some new podcast titles, names coming in, bro. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Big weekend, big week so far, dog. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Ford Theater this Saturday night. Huge success. Huge. I'm the worst at impressions, dog. Don't worry about it. That's the last 1.5. Huge weekend. Saturday was big for us. The Ford Theater, Hollywood, California, sold out. Perritos World National Tour in full effect. Had a blast, bro. I did want to talk about, first I want to thank everybody who came out. Crazy support. Crazy love. Bunch of people I didn't even know that were coming to the show, came to the show. And it was awesome, bro. As far as myself, dog, I didn't feel like I had my best set. I'm going to be honest with you. I just didn't. So I want to start off with that. I overthought some of the premises, some of the jokes I wanted to do being home. They didn't actually come out. I practiced, bro. I went out Thursday to perform. I went out Friday to 2 places to perform. I went to Long Beach Laugh Factory. I went to Bellflower Stand-Up. And I'm practicing some of the new bits and sets and jokes I want to do for Saturday. And they worked. On Friday, they worked, bro. I killed in Long Beach. I had a blast in Long Beach. Had a great time in Bellflower, dog. But I think it was for those audiences. So some of the bits I was trying, just basically talking a little bit about where I'm from, HP, just bringing it back to the old school, talking about my age, things like that, bro, about how I'm getting older. And they worked there, but they didn't. I felt like they didn't work as well on Saturday, dog. And they just weren't ready. Seasoned. See, this is what happens. These weren't seasoned yet. There were premises that were funny that worked when I was trying them out, and I did it on Saturday. And I know some of those kind of jokes kind of stumbled for me, and it's all more in my head. I don't think even people realize this stuff. I don't think people get it. People laugh. Obviously, it's not like it's awkward. But for me, in my head, I'm like, nope, that's not how I wanted it to be. That's not what I wanted it to sound. That's not how I wanted it to come out. And so in my mind, a couple of things. So obviously it was a warm night, and I had a nice jacket. I had body, la chingada. I'm excited about my drip. We're in the back like little bitches in the green room, like little girls like checking each other's outfits and stuff. And we're all excited. I'm wearing my Jordans Lost and Found shoes that I haven't. First time wearing them ever, and I bought them like 2 years ago when they first dropped. When they first dropped, I got them, and I just opened the box, smelled them, put them back in the box, and I said, I'm not gonna wear these these shoes until I shoot my next special. I'm gonna use them for my next special. I haven't shot a special. I haven't done a special since I bought those shoes over 2 years ago. So then I'm like, I think this is a good opportunity to wear them. At the Ford Theater, dog, I'm gonna wear them. I'm excited about my outfit. I'm excited about my jacket, right? Tengo una pinche quemada that I told you guys last week that I have right here. It's finally starting to heal a little bit. Basically, I reached into the oven. Dude, I'm all over the place, I know, but check this out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ace Hardware Store. Are you familiar with Ace Hardware Store, Eric?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's like a white boy Home Depot, right? It's so white that in Ace Hardware Store, I don't know, they all have them, but the one I go to in Glendora, California, they have a freezer, and they sell frozen pies, right? And these pies come from Northern California, and they're supposed to be like the shit, like the best pies ever, dude. And I love pies. I'm a pie guy. Cherry pie for me, dog. Apple, peach, that's my shit. So I happen to be at the hardware store. I don't know why. I'm just in there. And so I look over at the freezer and I trip out because a while back I was trying to write a joke about how I'm not very manly, and my girl gave me a Home Depot $100 gift card. True story. My girl gave me $100 gift card one time for my birthday for Home Depot. Okay, she wanted me to buy tools with that because I have bootleg ass, secondhand, used, rusty ass tools that I rarely use. I don't really use tools. Look at this. I don't use manly stuff, dog. All right. So a while back, my girl's like, here's $100 gift card. Use it for whatever you want. Buy yourself a drill. Buy yourself a monkey wrench. Is that a thing? I didn't even know that was a thing. Monkey wrench, she said. And she said, buy yourself some screwdriver. And she said all these tool names that I had no idea even exist. I think she was making up words. And so she gives me a $100 gift card, bro. And I go years without using this gift card. I didn't know what to buy. I had no reason to go to Home Depot to buy any tool accessory. I ended up using it. You know what I ended up using this tools for? This gift card? They sell laundry detergent. And I started buying Tide and Downy at Home Depot with my $100 gift card. So I was trying to make a joke about that where like my girl gave me a $100 gift card and I didn't know what to do with this card. I actually tried it on Saturday. Did not do very well. So another joke that I hit and miss. So, but it's a true story. So now I happen to be at Ace Hardware store and I look over and there's freezers, the long ones, así como donde compras paletas, güey, the ones you slide. And I'm like, pies? Why would they be selling pies at a hardware store, right? And it came to me like, that's if I would come to a hardware store, that's what I would buy, pies, fool. That's what I would buy, right? And I look over and I ask them, what's up with those pies? Why are you guys selling pies? You know, they're like, oh, you never had one of those pies? The lady, you never had one? I was buying like screws or something. I needed to screw something. And she's like, you've never had pies? Those pies? I forgot the name of them. You can look it up. Those are the best pies ever. Like, they're delicious. They come from Northern California. They're super popular. People come in to the Ace Hardware store just to buy these pies. I'm like, get out of here. They're that good? Yeah. $20, $19.99. I go over there. I'm like, okay, let me check this out before. Hold on the screws there. I mean, I need these screws after I look at these pies. Give me a second here. I walk over to the pies, bro, and it's a chingo way. Big ass, healthy, fat pies, frozen pies. Beautiful crust on them. Apple, peach, boysenberry, all that shit, right? And I asked the lady, which one do you recommend? I'm going to try one of these pies. She's like, the peach. I recommend the peach one, dude. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not a big peach pie guy, but I'll take your word. Buy the peach pie, get home. I put it in the oven. Right? I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. It tells you directions. 140 minutes. No, an hour and 40 minutes. 100 minutes. At halftime, you have to like rotate the pie. And here's another one. So I bought the peach pie, and this is not something I did not know. Did you know you have to glaze a pie? You glaze a pie. And did you know what you glaze a pie with?
Butter, right, or some shit?
Huevo.
Oh, okay.
Huevo. I had no idea, bro. It is white people shit, bro. White people shit. So it says on the instructions, after 70 minutes.
So long story short, you fucked up the pie.
No, al contrario, wait. Let me get to it. No. So it says, I forgot what it says, but it says something about batter it with something. Batter it, right? With an egg. I even TikTok it because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, what do you mean batter it with a I TikTok it? Sure enough, all you do is break a egg. Lo revuelves, güey. Get a brush and you put it at halftime. That's 70 minutes. And you glaze the pie with the egg. You put it back in. Bro, that made the whole difference in the world. When the pie was done, because I follow instructions exactly like they said, 100 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes. Lo saco, let it cool down. I gotta let it cool down. Now I let it cool down for like an hour or whatever. You cool down? Damn, bro. Best pie ever, fool. Best pie ever. Worth every bite, dog. Oh, pero en esas, like when I go in to get the pie, look at that. When I get to it, I'm excited, fool. Now it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm excited. I rush in there to get the pie. Y me quemo de arriba, güey. The grill. Saque la chingada. whatever, dog. It's worth it. This was worth it, fool. Worth it, dog. So now I'm a pie guy, fool. So long story short, what I was talking about is that I go on stage, Eric. I go on stage at the Ford, and I'm excited about my jacket, my fit, my shoes. Yeah, but it was a warm night, as you remember. It was warm. It was beautiful weather. I'm watching Duno perform as he's wrapping it up, and I took my jacket off. So obviously they call me up. I'm next now, and I'm like, oh shit, my jacket. I'm just in a t-shirt, in a black t-shirt. So I'm not comfortable, especially with this scar in my arm. I want to have my jacket on. I know I like layers. I'm a layers guy, especially when I'm on stage. I like, having long sleeve and just being comfortable on stage, and that makes me comfortable. I like jacket, a hoodie. I like having layers. Anyway, I run out. Marty's there, and I tell Marty, my jacket, as they're calling my name, dude. Jacket, Marty, I'm sorry, I forgot my jacket. And then the other thing that throws me off, and this is the Ford Theater, Pichi Eric way, Maguita way. Fool, I have a cup of water, bro. All right? I have a cup of water that I put Topo Chico in because you can't bring bottles up on stage, right? So that's the other thing. I like to have a little cup of water, which I usually mix with tequila on stage. Tequila water is what I like having on stage. So they're very strict. They're like, you can't bring alcohol. You can't bring alcohol to the stage. And I said, all right, I'll respect you motherfuckers, but I do want a Topo Chico. I'll put Topo Chico in my little cup, and I'm drinking my cup. And again, as they're calling my name, the lady's like, wait, the lady, hey, where are you going with that? It's water. It's water. I even put it up to her nose. It's agua. It's agua. And she's like, no, but yes, it's water, but you can't take that. You can't take that. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a cup of water. Why can't I take a cup of water on stage? She's like, here, have this. And she gives me an open bottle of water. And I'm like, I didn't want an open bottle of water, but okay. So now I put down, they're calling me, fool, HBO, listen, that, Jerry Garcia. I'm having this conversation, and then Marty's running to get my jacket, fool. So now I'm discombobulated. Discombobulated. You didn't know I had that one in me, dog. Now I'm discombobulated, fool. As I'm going up on stage, I'm forgetting I'm forgetting where I'm going to do first, second, and third. Because I was going to do jokes about the venue. I forgot to say a joke, dog. I was going to say I felt like I'm performing in Jurassic World. That would have hit. That would have killed, fool. But I didn't. Se me olvidó, güey. And I usually start off by making fun of Duno. We do a little thing where I make fun of Duno for like 5 minutes. I'm like clowning on him. I did like a minute of that because I forgot the rest of the shit I was going to say about him. I get to the stage. Of course, my bottle of water, I set it down, spills, falls. And of course, everybody, your water. I'm like, oh, God, Jesus Christ. Now I'm up there on stage. I feel like I'm naked because I don't have my jacket. My water has spilled. I wanted Topo Chico on stage with me. She didn't let me. Lo quitaron, way. I don't know why. It was a big deal, me bringing a cup of water on the stage. All this throwing me off, fool. Throwing me off, dog. Now there's water on the floor, and it's a mess, fool. Then here comes Marty with my jacket while I'm already on stage. It's not his fault. He's bringing me the jacket. So now I put on the jacket, and I twist my arm putting it on. I try, because I have my mic on. I put on my jacket. In one of those things where when you don't stretch and you move too fast, you just feel I'm like, cabrón. But of course, I can't say that, right? I'm just like, I put on my jacket, and I hurt myself. Now I hurt my shoulder putting on my jacket quickly because I'm an old-ass fart. So I put on my jacket. I'm in pain. And then I didn't put my jacket on correctly. No one tells me that my collar's inside out of my jacket. So my whole set, I have my collar inside out. Wait, I don't know this. I'm continuing my set in pain. My arm is numb. My shoulder's numb. And I feel like my hand is shaking because of my arm hurting. So now I got to switch over to this hand, which I don't feel as comfortable holding the mic with my left. I'm a right-handed holder, but my arm is hurting, so I've switched over here. So bad. Everything's bad. Up the front, bad, bro. Bad. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to go from here. I'm thinking, what I do? My family's here. My kids are here, dog. I can see them. I hate when my kids and family come to my shows. I hate it because I feel like I want to impress them. I want to try harder, and I hate that. I just want to be myself. My kids are there. I don't want to say as many bad words. I want to include them more. So I bust out jokes that I usually don't say about them. So just so they can, find it more fun. Obviously, I want to keep the bad words on the low, which throws off some of my bits. My girl's there. Everything. Oh, why did you have to say it like that? Why did you have to do it like that? Why did you say it like this? Who did you mean by that? Why would you say that? Everything, bro. So now I'm thinking about that shit. So I'm not a big guy of bringing my family to my shows. I've never have been. I don't like it. I'd like to separate my worlds. I like my home world. I'm like the George Costanza. I like there's home Jerry and there's road Jerry. There's at work Jerry. There's work Jerry and there's home Jerry. I like to separate the both. It keeps me sane. It keeps me less stressed. But anyways, all that stuff happened just me minutes into coming on stage, fool. Eventually, I settle in because I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I can hear people laugh. But there's so much more that I wanted to say and talk about. My surroundings, my environment. That's usually what you do. You like to make fun of the comic before you. It shows camaraderie. Camaraderie. Again, just of how appreciative I am of this venue. I talk about that I Googled the Ford. And it turns out this is where they shot Lincoln. Joke. Bob a bitch did okay, right? For the smart people, for educated people laughed. Anyways, I settled in. I did my thing. Me personally, I felt I was a little bit like this, and I apologize for that. Obviously, people are not telling me this. People are like, you did great. You were amazing. Man, you were awesome. I don't know how much of that is genuine. But got the job done. I just wish I could have done a little bit better. Not having a host, Eric, was a little different as well. Not having a host is something we all agreed on, and I was in agreement. Let's just piggyback, which means one comic after another, no host. First of all, because Ford has a very strict time limit that we had to be done with the show by no later than 10 p.m. So we were very worried that having a host is going to affect that time. So we said, fuck it, no. But we realized that having a host is helpful. A host will reset the room, will calm stuff down. If I need them to extend, like, hey, bro, give me a second. I'm getting my jacket. We can let them know from side stage you'll look over. We tell them to keep going or whatever it is. That could have helped me get my jacket on correctly, get my drink on correctly, so forth and so on. But because I'm being brought up by DJ Greg, who was amazing, but he's far and out of view from us. He's just following directions they told him to do, bring up the next comedian. There was no moment for that. And, sometimes a host will reset everybody, look at the ad, make sure the audience is ready for the next comedian. Greg he's in the back. He's not a host. So all these little things affected my situation, dog. But hey, with all that said, thank you, dog. Thank you to the Ford Theater. Thank you to everybody who came out, fool. Still had a blast, fool. It was great to share it with you guys at home under a beautiful, beautiful sky, beautiful weather. Que más quieres, güey? Que más quieres? Sold out, fool. Que más quieres, güey? All right, moving on. Damn, that was a little long, but it was fun. All right. Okay, so we got some comments to get to. I'm gonna keep this one a little bit short because we do have a Perritos World podcast that we're gonna record after this in a few minutes. So I want to keep this one a little bit shorter than usual. Also, damn, Eric, I got my colonoscopy yesterday, fool. Yes, I was invaded up my rectum yesterday. Another thing in my head on Saturday. That was just another thing in my head. So on yesterday, Monday, I had my colonoscopy appointment. Yes, I'm 45 years old. My first one, de-virginized for the first time, dog. All right. And I did this one for my mama. My mama died of colon cancer. And even before my mama got diagnosed, I knew I was approaching that age where it's time for me to start getting my shit together. Literally. And my mom was like, we hope, take your test. When she got sick from this, she's like, cuídate. We kind of found out that my mom had colonoscopies done about 10 years ago or stuff like that. And they found things little stuff. And she never went back. Again, being an older lady, us kids not being on top of her shit as we should have been. Yeah, you know how parents are. They don't want to go to doctors and so forth and so on. Basically, man. And obviously, I hate to even say that out loud, fool. But yeah, fool, like, they found, like, I'm saying, I didn't say they found cancer there, but they found little shit back then, which meant she had to go back more often, and she never went back more often. So all these little talks, once we found this out, was horrible. We found this out when she was already sick. We're like, what the heck, bro? We're like, because at the time, we're like, didn't she have colonoscopies? Didn't we see this coming? What the heck, man? Anyway, so that's where I'm at. So I scheduled my colonoscopy for this Monday yesterday. So obviously, if you know, you can't eat 24 hours before. So that means Sunday. So, but as of Saturday, you're supposed to really stop eating solid food. On Saturday, you're supposed to start eating easy, small meals, which I did. I didn't eat much on Saturday, but I'm already thinking about what's going to happen Monday, food. So anyway, Sunday, me la paso en ayunas, way. No como nada, way. I have my coffee in the morning. That's it, dog. And after that, no food, dog. All day Sunday. And then on 6 p.m., you start drinking that nasty-ass, big-ass jug of water. The most disgusting thing ever. Taking them down, fool. Obviously, pooping my ass off all night, all evening. Taking a shit just like the Dodgers did all weekend, bro. And, you know, Monday, I get to go. My shit was at noon. Went in there, bro, and got it done. There's not much to share. That, gracias a Dios, everything came out pretty normal. They found one little pimple that they dissolved it and they can test it, y que la chingada. But other than that, good. Gracias a Dios, way. So, yeah, it was a trip, bro. They put you like, and said they sleep you, right? But it's not a full sleep. You don't sleep like, you're not knocked out. Like, I got my kidney stone surgery. They put me to, like, they knock you out. You don't feel anything. This one, you're half asleep, bro. You can hear them. You can feel them moving furniture back there, fool. But you just like out of it, bro. I just remember the ladies. There was like 3 nurses. Oh my God, I was all embarrassed because the room was cold and I'm naked, just with a gown. I know I had an innie going on. At major shrinkage for sure. I was afraid they were going to take a peek in there while I was knocked out. I was hoping they wouldn't. And they didn't. I don't think so. I'm like half asleep and just hear them talking. And the doctor comes in. And, all right, we're going to start. I'm just like, come in. The door's open. Right? And just go in there. They do their thing. And I feel it's like, it takes like 2 seconds, dog. You're like 2 minutes. You're like, you feel like, but obviously they're there for a long time. Next thing you know, you're waking up and you're like, we're good. But I never felt like I went to sleep. I felt like I was awake the whole time. But apparently I wasn't, you know. So anyways, get it done, bro. Once you get that done. After that, obviously, I went straight to I got it done in Downey. And I went straight to the there's a Tom's Burgers there across the street on Imperial. Went straight to that town as a Boys Burgers or something it's called. Went straight there with my son and I, and we just munched it up, bro. And I even had a cheeseburger, man. I don't even like cheese, dog. I just wanted everything on the burger. I'm like, put everything on that shit, dog. Everything. And I had a good meal afterwards. So yeah, back to normal. After that, you're just back to normal, bro. Like nothing, fool. So get it done, bro. The worst part is the prep. Prepping for the colonoscopy is the worst thing ever. During and after, easy. Get that shit done, fool. Right? All right. Wrapping it up here. I'm excited about a couple things. Here's my next segment. I do a top 5 list every once in a while. The top 5 list is back. All right. Here we go. Top 5 Dodgers who should have a bobblehead but don't. Have never received a bobblehead. Okay? Listen, I'm an avid bobblehead collector. Love my Dodgers bobbleheads especially. And throughout the years, the Dodgers have increasingly given out more and more bobbleheads, which is driving me crazy because I cannot keep up. This year alone, they're going to give out over 20 bobbleheads, which is stupid, bro, which is dumb, okay? The Dodgers started giving out bobbleheads. Apparently, as I Googled it and searched up the list, in 2003. In 2003, the Dodgers began to distribute bobbleheads for the fans. They gave out 3 bobbleheads. Kirk Gibson, Tommy Lasorda, Fernando Valenzuela. 3 bobbleheads, fool. That's it. And after that, every year after that, they continued to give out bobbleheads. Been 3, and then 5, and 6, and 7. It was always around no more than 10. 10 and under. 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always. Sometime a couple years after the pandemic, this is after the pandemic, even before the pandemic, they were giving out maybe 10 to 12. Right? That was already like a lot. I'm like, dude, is that 12? Fool? Ya se están pasando, güey. I can't go 12 times, bro. It's a lot of games to go to. And before, they used to give up bobbleheads like on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and weekday games. You know, those are the games that they weren't selling out as well. So they go with bobbleheads so people could come to those games, which is perfect for me because I rather go on a weekday. I don't like going to weekend games. I don't. There's too much traffic, people getting too drunk. I don't like that shit. I like going chill nights, Tuesday evening. You know, that's my best time to go. After the pandemic, ya se empezaron a pasar de verga, güey. 12, 15, 16. Last year was like 20. This year even more. It's dumb, hard to keep up with, fool, right? And with that, they tend to give out a lot of bobbleheads to the same player, such as, i.e., Kershaw has like 12 bobbleheads, just him. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but 12 bobbleheads like every year? Really? Do we need a Kershaw bobblehead every year? Fool, they're giving out 3 Ohtani bobbleheads this year, fool. Come on, ridiculous, dog. Why? So they've given out a bunch of bobbleheads to the same player. I think there's like a Lasorda every year. There's a Fernando Valenzuela every year. Like, dude, come on, man. Mookie Betts every year. Like, come on, bro. Can we pass or skip a year on them, fool? Like, relax, dog. That's what gets the most annoying. And with that said, I feel there's 5 Dodger players who've never received a bobblehead who deserve a bobblehead. Here are my 5 Dodgers. Here we go. All right. Next week, I'm going to do 5 Dodger bobbleheads who should not have gotten a bobblehead. Yeah, that's going to be a hot take. That's next week. All right. But this week, who deserves a bobblehead that has not received one? Here we go. At number 5, Eddie Murray. Remember Eddie Murray? Yes. Eddie Murray never got a Dodger bobblehead. And he played about 5 years with the Dodgers. Very productive years. Yes, he was a veteran, but he was a switch hitter, a captain, and someone who was a critical point of our transition. He started with us I believe, in 1990 and went to play on to like about 94. It was his twilight years, but Eddie Murray always hit for average, switch hitter. He was a big name that we had signed from the Orioles, and he was a really good player for us. And I think he's a Hall of Famer. Obviously not a Dodgers Hall of Famer, but a Hall of Famer, and had productive years for us. Coming in number 5, Eddie Murray. Number 4, Raul Mondesi. Yeah, Raul Mondesi never got a bobblehead, bro. That sucks. He's a rookie of the year. Had some great years for us. About 5 years, 6 years, he played really good baseball for the Dodgers in the early 90s. He was exciting, a fan favorite. Fans love Raul Mondesi, bro. He was like a little Bo Jackson, Puig. He had like the monster legs, big build, super powerful arm from right field, just throwing out fools from right field. He's the first one I saw throw out somebody from right field to third base, dog. He had a cannon for an arm, bro, and a fan favorite, and did a lot of good for us until he didn't. Right after a while, I don't know what happened with Raul Mondesi, what went wrong, injuries, maybe weight. I don't know what happened, dog, but it kind of went bad for him after that. All right. Number 3, did you know that Adrian Beltre never received the Dodger bobblehead? Adrian Beltre? What? Adrian Beltre was also a fan favorite, Gold Glove third baseman, rookie of the year, and came in second to MVP. I forgot who he lost to, but he almost won the MVP for us on his free agency last final year with the Dodgers, where he hit about 39 home runs and so forth and so on. Adrian Beltre, who doesn't love Adrian Beltre? Again, also a Hall of Famer. Yes, a Hall of Famer was someone else with the Rangers. I get it, but he's still a Hall of Famer and did a lot of amazing things in the short time he was with us. Now, Adrian Beltre wanted to be a Dodger. He wanted to sign long-term, but we didn't. We're cheap-ass Dodgers at the time. Fox or whoever owned the Dodgers at that time did not want to give him the money. Whose fault is that? Not Adrian Beltre's. He wanted to be a Dodger, bro. We all wanted him to be a Dodger, fool. So we let him walk. That's not cool, bro. Okay? Adrian Beltre deserves a bobblehead, fool. Number 2. Come on. Steve Sax, bro. Steve Sax never received a bobblehead as a Dodger. Steve Sax, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone's crush. 1988 World Champion. Rookie of the Year. I believe in 85, he was a Rookie of the Year as a Dodger. Again, great time with the Dodgers, fool. Fan favorite, hit for average, leadoff hitter, second baseman, world champion, Rookie of the Year. Should I keep going? Hot as fuck, super sexy. Steve Sax, he deserves a bobblehead. He's not a Hall of Famer. He went on to play for the Yankees and other teams and had better years with other teams, but you never forget the 5 years that he put in with the Dodgers. Really good years too. Everyone loved him, and he still does Dodger stuff. He's still affiliated with the Dodgers today. He comes in and does the Dodger talk before every playoff game. He comes in and talks in the morning, Dodger baseball, fool. So he's still around, bro. Steve Sax deserves a bobblehead. And number 1, of course, without a doubt, Mr. Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza never received a Dodger bobblehead is a crime, bro. It's crazy for Mike Piazza not to ever have a crime. I get it. Politica. All politics with this guy, okay? They both ended really bad. I've been reading up a little bit more about what happened. Basically, the Dodgers told him they were going to sign him and extend him and give him this money, and then they ended up trading him. Because the negotiation talks were taking too long. There was too much back and forth. Once you start going back and forth, that's when you start to see the realness in people. Do they really want you here? Do they really want to pay you? And he realized they didn't. So I believe he asked for a trade. So the Dodgers traded him to the Marlins, bro. To the Florida Marlins for Gary Sheffield, Joey Eisenreich. Remember Joe Eisenreich? Charles Johnson, the catcher. Remember? Now, the trade wasn't so bad. We got some pretty good players in return, at least on paper. Now, they didn't work out great, except for Gary Sheffield. I think he really did really good for like 2 years. But we lost probably the best catcher in baseball at the time, and even still, not today, but one of the best catchers of all time. Hall of Famer, wanted to be a Dodger. Yes, his defense was not the best, but he was really heartbroken when he left the Dodgers. And obviously the fans were too. The fans were very disappointed. I know I did not like it. I was really, really sad. I was so hyped up. He's all we had in 1991, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's all we had. He was our premier player, power hitter, all-star, Rookie of the Year, hit for average, hit for power. He did everything, dog, for us, fool. And we just traded him away. And we've never given him a bobblehead. He's a Hall of Famer, I believe as a New York Met, Hall of Famer, and he deserves one, bro. He deserves a bobblehead more than anyone who has not received a bobblehead as a Dodger, okay? Those are my top 5 Dodger bobbles that should be given out one day, okay? Honorable mention, Pedro Guerrero. Pedro Guerrero should be getting a bobblehead, man. He should, bro. He's not a Hall of Famer. He was an all-star. He also ended things bad with the Dodgers. I believe he got into it with Lasorda in the front office and so forth and so on. But, hey, who didn't like Pedro Guerrero, dog? He was also a power hitter, fun player to watch. I believe he won the World Series with us in 88. After that, it went bad. We traded him to the Cardinals, and it was ugly because he couldn't play defense, but his bat was always there. He was not really great in maybe in the locker room, who knows? But he was a lot of fun time to see and watch. He's one of the reasons I turned into Dodger baseball. I thought Pedro Guerrero was Mexican because of his name. Yeah, I really thought Pedro Guerrero was a Mexican guy, dog. How can a guy not named Pedro Guerrero not be Mexican, bro? But he wasn't, okay? But he was great, bro, and I really appreciated him having him here. And it was fun. Another fan favorite who people really like having him around. So Pedro Guerrero should deserve definitely a bobblehead one day. But he's an honorable mention, all right? So that's my list. Cool with that or what? How much time we have, Eric?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, let's read some comments, and we'll get out of here, fool. All right, here we go. Thank you, everybody who's been leaving comments. We got a gang of comments. I'm not going to read all of them right now, but I'll read some real quick, all right? To add cap kicks. Great pod. I enjoy the one-on-one sit-down talk. It's not too crazy, just simple and straight to the point. Good stuff, G. Also, here's a name for the pod. Maybe next weekend podcast. Not bad. Yeah, that's how it basically became. Thank you, dude. Tony, the best metric for changing your show's name to the Jerry Garcia podcast is the litany of comments that say, I don't know you had a podcast. Do it, man. Yeah, bro, right? A lot of people didn't know I have a podcast. I guess they're trying to figure it out. It is. Numbers are growing, and I appreciate you. El Huicho 602. Good podcast, Jerry. You should start plugging in your podcast on the Perritos only. I know I am, huh? I'm going to do that, fool. I'm going to do that. Other places you appear. This podcast should have a minimum of 20,000 subscribers. I agree with you, big dog. Definitely. I agree with you. El Valdovino. Jerry, all you perritos need post more. Need a post more. All right. Cecilia Pompa. I started listening to Perritos only because of you. And I only listen when you are on. Ay. Relax. You three are together are funny. Thank you. Thank you, Cecilia. Roger Reese, 6563. You know how to tell a funny story, dog. A bad situation to a funny situation. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Jesse, 81. Not even Thor can hit it up there. That's when when I was watching the game at the Giants Stadium. Anarico, Jerry had me laughing during the sports minute. Thank you for making my workday a bit better. Excellent job. Gracias. Alex G, the stadium story was great. Ernie, love the podcast, Perrito. I was impressed with your Mark Twain quote. Come on, Todd. I went to school, fool, about San Francisco. I was going to leave it in the comment, and you beat me to it. Bro, you know I was going to be an English major? I know this accent doesn't tell you that, fool, but I was going to be an English major. I'm fascinated by the English language, and being good at English helps you be a good comedian for you aspiring comics out there. I don't read a lot of books. I don't. I'm not going to lie, but you should. If you want to be a comedian, read a lot, write a lot, and that will help your brain going to come up with premises for your bits, for your jokes. The better well-read you are, the better writer you are, obviously you're going to become a better comedian, dog, just to let you know. JSB, for a logo, it should be just a silhouette of you with both hands on your head templates. I got a headache podcast. Maybe migrañas or something, huh? I'm liking the headache part of it. River Agua, compa, I was looking around for you at the Dodger game, but I didn't catch you. Hilarious story about the game. You're up higher than the Seagulls. I was up higher than the Seagulls. I got to meet and greet some Seagulls for sure at the stadium. Let me see. Jerry, you should add a small segment called Jerry Recommended Movies, Shows to Watch, or reviews on what you have watched. Also, move to Bakersfield. With $700K, you can buy a mansion. I know, bro, right? About that, yes. We're going to do a segment about that. I got to see F1 yesterday. I'll let you go know about that. I'll do my F1 review next week, all right? And I also saw that they dropped the 100 best movies of 2000s, from 2000 to 2025. I strongly disagree with a lot of that stuff there, so I will be touching on that next week, the 100 movies, all right? Wrapping it up here because people are starting to show up here, right? A couple more things and we head out. The same happened to me at the Giants game. They were giving away Buster Posey bobbleheads. We didn't get there on time to get one. I would see everyone with more than one bobblehead in their clear bags. I I too couldn't ask for them to spare one. Jeez, but they had like 5. Yeah, but you get 1 per ticket, so they probably bought 5 tickets. You still have to offer money. That I get you. I Got a Headache podcast is hella funny. Also, that was a good move on not asking for the fans for the bobblehead. Real mature of you. For real. Great reason on why not to ask. Yes. See, thank you. Duno and Concrete got to shout out Jerry's to YouTube. Jerry's underrated. Ay. I miss calling people the FAG word. What's up, Jerry? Much respect from Albuquerque. Can't wait to have you back. Let's podcast. Low key, your personality is always good, my dude. You're way funny. Sorry, compa, I got no ideas for your podcast or topics, but just want to stop by and say what's up and thanks for another good episode. Laugh a lot, but just because you haven't had one doesn't make it extreme. All right. Great podcast again. I listen on my way from work. Question, on a scale from 1 to 10, how disappointed were you that you couldn't drop the soap in Alcatraz? This fool. I didn't get to go to Alcatraz when I went to San Francisco. Very disappointed. They sell the soaps too, fool. It's really fun. Jerry, you should sit near the Coca-Cola bottle. Tickets are typically cheap. They are bleachers, but still affordable, and view is good. Also, a lot more attractions. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. There's a lot more here, fool, but we'll keep it going next time. Guys, thank you for listening. Keep the comments coming, bro. The numbers are growing. Subscribe, share. Thank you. We're going to shoot up Perritos World Tour podcast, so that'll drop as well. Mine and that one together this week. A couple shows coming up. Morongo Casino this Friday for Cruise Cares, Rio 92.3 show. And I'm be headlining Bellflower Stand-Up Comedy Club August 14, Thursday night. One night only, Thursday, August 14 with special guest Jerry Garcia headlining Bellflower Stand-Up. Get your tickets. They're on sale now. Let's go. See you guys there. I'm out of here, fool.